Welcome to Search Engine Optimization Concepts for Registered Massage Therapists. In Part 2, we'll be discussing written content and keywords, and how using these elements effectively can help improve your search engine optimization ranking. What do we mean by written content? Written content refers to all the text on your website. This text is usually found in several places, making up the bulk of your web page's content, including comments on articles and captions in videos and images. Although most of the text on your site will be written by you or your staff, it's possible to have some text from third parties as well, such as comments from visitors. You should have the ability to moderate any text from other sources, however. The text on your site may be translated by online services like Google Translate, so it's possible for visitors who don't speak your native language to still access the content of your website. What are keywords? Keywords are single words or short phrases, usually of no more than 2-3 words apiece. They represent a concise summary of a topic, subject, or focus of what is being discussed on a particular web page. They are not necessarily highlighted or otherwise indicated on the page, however. It's often easier to think of keywords as terms someone might have searched for on Google that you believe would match their search to your website's content. As an example, you might have created a web page or blog post about different types of headaches and how massage can help. In this case, some keywords that relate to your content might be headaches, headache treatment, headache massage, etc. Keywords are used very, very heavily by search engines like Google. In fact, every time you do a Google search, you are entering keywords into Google that Google scours the internet for and shows you a list of results that relates to those keywords. When considering keyword placement, it looks for a few things. First, how often does the keyword appear on the content of a web page or website? If you're looking for information on headaches, you're probably looking for a web page that mentions the word headaches or headache at least a couple of times, and Google recognizes this. If the keyword phrase is more than one word long, how close those words are to one another makes a difference too. For instance, if someone searched for headache treatments, then priority goes to pages who have the words headache and treatments beside each other, rather than pages who have the two words located a paragraph apart. Users can also specify to find pages that only have those two words right next to one another. So if you don't include those two words close to one another, your page wouldn't come up at all. Google will often include results that are similar to what the user entered as well, such as alternate or corrected spellings, searching for common synonyms, and including results with plurals automatically. For instance, if a user searches for headache, pages that have the word headaches will also be ranked. When writing your content and considering how and when to use keywords, there are some items to consider that will help improve your search engine optimization ranking easily. Keep in mind that more isn't always better. If you fill your entire page with just the keyword or keywords, Google will very likely consider that page spam and not rank it very high. That being said, make sure you actually do include the keyword itself on the page at least a couple of times. Although there isn't a magic formula you can use to figure out the ideal keyword concentration, usually once or twice per paragraph will suffice to let Google know that this page is about that topic. Most website building services like WordPress also allow you to customize the URLs of all your web pages and blog posts. You should try to include the keyword in the URL whenever possible. Including the keyword in the page title, as well as any paragraph headers, will also help. Try to avoid being too repetitive. Use synonyms and layman's terms for the keywords that you select. It will also make your writing more interesting and cast a wider net of potential keyword hits by using these variations. Make sure to use keywords near the top of the page, preferably in the first sentence or two, as Google gives priority to those pages who do include them higher up. So now that you have an idea of how and where to inject keywords into your content, how do you figure out what keywords to use? The keywords should be related to the page's topic. This page is about X, or this page is about Y, X and Y being your keywords. Ask yourself, what terms would I use to search for information on this topic? Anatomical or medical specifics are okay, Some people may be familiar with those terms or have heard them from their doctor or other medical practitioner. Also ask yourself, what terms would my layman clients use to search for information on this topic? Think of how you interact with your clients in person and the type of language you use to communicate with them effectively. Finally, do a search for those terms using Google. What terms are competing websites using on a topic? What about medical advice sites or specialty sites? See how the sites that come up near the top of the list use their keywords. Although keywords themselves are obviously important, the rest of your written content can also be optimized to help improve your search engine optimization ranking. It's usually best, if you're hoping to appeal to the general public, to use simple language and layman's terms. It's okay to include anatomical language, but be sure to also fully explain what you're talking about in terms that most clients can understand. Google factors reading level in when ranking websites for search engine optimization purposes. Content with a higher word count is often better than content with a lower word count. There's no magic number to use when trying to decide how long to make your articles, but usually a minimum of 500 words is pretty safe. Try to keep the tone of your writing conversational. If you try to write too formally, it may come across as stiff and not very engaging. When writing your website copy, imagine you're having a conversation with a client or customer. Read the copy out loud or to a friend and see how it sounds off the page. Plan your content in advance before you start to write. Start by picking a topic, then making a bullet point list of all the items you want to mention about the topic. Figure out how you want to wrap up the article ahead of time, etc. Try to hook your readers in the first few sentences. Many people won't bother reading the content of a page if their interest isn't piqued in the first few seconds. Bounced visitors, or people who visit a web page and leave after a short period of time, has a negative impact on your search engine optimization ranking, so it's worth your time to think about how to interest your readers early on. A common hook in terms of attracting clients early on is asking a rhetorical question. For instance, are you tired of needing pills to help whenever a headache comes on, or something similar? Another common way of piquing interest early on is to establish your authority on the subject matter right from the beginning. Something like, as an RMT, I'm often asked to address headaches, etc. This helps to establish your authority and differentiates you from other random internet writers who have written on the same topic. When writing a page or an article about a particular topic, make sure to provide sufficient detail. If you're writing an article on headaches, don't just mention that massage may help with headaches. Go into some detail about types of headaches, common causes, some helpful home care, etc. When you're wrapping up a content page, try to make the conclusion short. Instead of just summarizing the content of the article, encourage reader engagement. Ask their opinions, encourage them to leave comments, suggest that they leave other home care solutions that have worked for them on your page, etc. Before you publish your new or updated content, make sure to check for obvious spelling and grammar errors, typing, typos, etc. Make sure that the content flows nicely. Reread the final draft out loud before you publish it, and listen to the flow of the writing. Does it make sense? Does it assume the reader has background knowledge on a particular topic? Is it all the same verb tense, etc.? So now that you have an idea of a few SEO-friendly strategies for written content, we should talk a bit about blogs. We've already covered how written content will make up the bulk of your website. Most website building tools are designed to include multiple components, including a blog. Blogs are easy to use tools for posting new content for your clients. Luckily, they are also awesome for search engine optimization purposes for a number of reasons. At their core, blogs are topical journals, with each article or blog post organized into categories. In the case of a massage therapy clinic's website, the topic would most likely be massage and healthcare related, but you might choose to talk about other topics as well. You might have a category for home care, another for impairments, another for research, and so on, and each one of your articles or pages would fit into one or more of those categories. Unlike the other components of your website, blogs are intended to be updated regularly. Although you can go long periods without adding new posts, Blogs are more effective if new content is added in regular intervals. There are several reasons to include a blog on your website. Google considers how often a site is updated and how recent its current content is when ranking websites. A blog that is updated regularly is ideal for this purpose. Blogs have built-in engagement features as well, like share buttons, social media integration, and comments. Google in particular ranks engagement, or how somebody interacts with your websites and the way in which they interact with your website, positively toward SEO rankings. Because blogs are categorized or organized into categories, blogs make it easier for search engines like Google to find multiple related pages of content on your website. If you have a category for headaches, and Google notices that this category exists and you have multiple pages about headaches on your website, you're going to be ranked higher than somebody who only has a single page of content. In addition to the built-in features of a blog, there are some blogging strategies to follow to help improve your search engine optimization ranking. As we've already mentioned, you can create custom URLs for a web page. URLs are the www addresses of a website or a web page. Most blogging platforms let you create custom ones for each new blog post. It's very helpful for search engine optimization if you include keywords in the URLs. So in our example on the screen there, we see the word headaches is right in the URL itself. Try to create at least one blog post each week. Remember that Google factors in how fresh the content of a site is. Encourage your visitors to engage with your post. Ask for comments on blog posts. Include social media share buttons. Run contests that revolve around responding to content, etc. Each blog post will get its own title. Make sure that keywords appear in the title. In terms of what to write about, home care solutions, obviously with a plug on how massage can help as well, are great for search engine optimization purposes. This will help attract people who are searching for keywords like head remedies or stress relief techniques. It's also a chance to showcase your knowledge without too much of a pushy sales approach. Offer to write a guest post for other local healthcare providers' websites, local newspapers, etc. People love getting free content from other writers, and it gives you a chance to include a link back to your own site, which will improve your search engine optimization ranking. If you're having trouble thinking about a topic to write about, check out the competition. Do a Google search for other massage or healthcare blogs, and check out the types of topics they are writing about. Pay special attention to the way the top-ranked sites word their articles, how long their posts are, and so on. In the next video, we'll go over how images can help with search engine optimization and some strategies for their use, the benefits to including videos on your website, and some accessibility tips for non-text content on your website.